it like telling an undrafted rookie like DeAnthony that you're going to achieve your dream and make that initial 53?
Yeah, I wasn't the one who told him, but as you can imagine, for all these guys, it's oftentimes it's a dream for every rookie. You're drafted or undrafted, it's a dream to make that 53. It's hard to make that 53. So I'm really proud of those guys. It was a very, very difficult decision in a bunch of areas, but the guys that you're fortunate enough to keep, you're excited for them.
Kevin, I know obviously these last 2 days are tough days because you have to waive guys and cut guys, but at the same time, does it feel like a switch sort of flips now towards week one?
It does, yeah, for sure. It definitely flips towards week one. You know, it's odd to have 53 guys out here, just the sheer number of players, because you can't have a practice squad out here just yet. So just having the lines looking so short there when you're doing routes versus air, it looks always strange on that first day. But yeah, tough couple days. Like we've talked about all along, if you're making tough decisions, you're doing something right from a roster perspective.
How complete is the roster right now?
I think we'll see, Tony, like we talked about before. You know, sometimes that first 53 isn't the final one, and really it evolves the entire season also. So I think it remains to be seen.
Can you imagine that you came in, one of the first things you said is you love fullbacks and you love tight ends, and one of the unique aspects of this particular first 53 is no fullback and only 2 tight ends. So just how do you
yeah, it doesn't mean I don't love those positions still. Yeah, I think, again, it just goes back to that 53 is a puzzle, and you're trying to put it together and be smart about how you do it. But we'll see how it shakes out.
Is Deshaun going to stay in Cleveland during his suspension?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, Jake. I know he's going to be away here for a couple days at least to start. But I think he has a really good plan. Obviously, as you know, we can't direct it. We can't follow up with him. It's really no contact with him until October 10th. But I'm confident that he has a good plan to do some good work while he's away from the building.
What was your message to him before you were in the no contact situation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I visited with Deshaun today. Not going to get into specifics, but you know, I think it's a great opportunity for him right now, while he's away from this building, to go work on football, work on himself, work on a bunch of different things.
I don't know if you've been asked this before, but is it frustrating that the team can't be involved in setting up, a plan for him?
Yeah, those are the rules.
Who supervises the plan? Is it a third party or is it the NFL?
Well, I mean, we definitely work together to make sure that there's a plan. It doesn't mean that we're involved day to day, but we can help make sure that has everything he needs resources wise. And then he has a quarterback coach, Quincy Avery, who's a really good quarterback coach, so he'll work closely with Quincy.
Complying with the conditions of the suspension, who oversees that aspect? The training sessions and all that?
Yeah, that's not me, but I'm sure somebody.
Hey Kevin, I feel obligated to ask you this. If you haven't heard, Baker told a sideline reporter that he wants to F up the Browns in an opener. Do you have a response to that?
I mean, I'm not going to get involved in that type of thing, Jeff. As you know, it's Carolina week. I get how unique it is that Baker's a starting quarterback for the Panthers. We're really going to focus on putting a plan together to beat the Panthers. That's really our focus.
Are there Xerox copies of those quotes all over the locker room yet?
No.
You don't believe in that?
I don't.
Kevin, has the fullback kind of been phased out of what you guys do, or might you bring one back?
Yeah, I think we'll see. It's probably the easiest way to answer that. We have a bunch of different ways that we can go offensively, and it can be by game specific, so we'll see how that goes.
Keep all 4 of those running backs active for a game?
You could, sure.
Off that, keeping 5 running backs, just what does it speak to the talent that you have in that room? It's pretty unusual to keep that many at that position.
It's a very, very competitive room, as we've talked about a lot. Feel really good about all those guys. They all have different skill sets. So that's the exciting part for us as coaches. We got guys that are good football players, but everybody does something a little bit differently.
Only 5 wide receivers, although Felton probably counts as one too, unofficially. How do you feel about that group going into week 1?
Yeah, feel good. I know it's gotten a lot of questions about that room, and I feel good about those guys.
Michael, I mean, he hadn't been on the field since the first week of August. What was it that you saw in him that, even though he wasn't able to practice, you felt good enough to keep him on the initial?
Yeah, it's there's a balance there. Obviously, you want him to be healthy and available, and I think he's getting really, really close to that. But we draft him for a reason. Feel strongly about the player.
Drew Forbes was kind of a surprise to some of us. I mean, he survived an opt-out, season-ending injury. How did he make this team?
Worked really hard. You mentioned that the season that he was away there. Came back in great shape. Very eager to work. One of the hardest workers, definitely one of the strongest guys on the team. So he's had a really good training camp and preseason.
When you think about Bell going to 4 different colleges, does that even make it even more amazing?
He's had that's a unique story, and he's earned it for sure. Just he's taken a different path than most.
Ken, with the tight ends, that was something that you really came in, big tight end offense, and now there's only 2. How hard was that to kind of whittle all those guys down? I mean, you had a lot in there.
Yeah, again, I think with that 53, it's a puzzle. You're trying to put it together as best you can, and really it's our job with Andrew and the personnel staff and the coaches to talk about how we want to play and what we need and where we're going. So those are tough decisions to make, but you'd love to keep everybody, as we know you can't.
Do you feel you need a quarterback on the practice squad?
We'll have a quarterback in the practice squad, yes.
Kicker too?
We'll see.